Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Today we have our course Biohealthcare with Machine Learning. In this course week 3. So today we are going to talk about the innovation on the machine learning in healthcare services. What type of innovation of that machine learning has to use in the healthcare services. So we are just going to give to some introductions things related, not very depth of the machine learning things, but we give the overview of the machine learning. So let's start. So this is again, I'm going to recommend you guys, if you don't have any machine learning background, so please go to learn this machine learning e-course that KMOC. It is available, Professor Song Hon Ho, and I'm preferring to this book for this our preparing this class, 2 PPTs of this class. Okay. So this class we will explain multiple and endless machine learning applications in the healthcare industry, and some of the most common applications are cited in these sections also, and we will talk about machine learning helps streamlining and administrative process in the hospitals. So it also helps mapping, treating infectious disease for the personalized medical treatment, how to going to use to treatment in the machine learning. So machine learning will also affect the physician and hospital for playing a very dominant role nowadays. So for the making the clinical decision support. So for example, it will be very helpful for earlier identification of the disease and customize the treatment plan that will ensure an optimal outcomes. So our main learning objective of this class is machine learning can be used to educate the patient on the several potential disease and their outcomes with the different treatment options. So as a result, it can be improve the efficiency hospitals and health systems by reducing the cost of healthcare. So machine learning in the healthcare can be used to enhance the health information management and exchange the health information with the aim of improving the health disease, those things. So thus the modernizing the workflow, facilitating access to the clinical data and improving the accuracy of health information. Then above all, it brings efficiency and transparency in the information processes too. So we can see with the help of machine learning, we can see the process, how to treatment is going on, and what type of disease we can predict that the disease also, and we can also find it our recruitment or our procurement of the disease are investigating in the proper way or not. So the main keywords about this course, this class we have to using machine learning, healthcare data, HER, that is a health EHR, health electronic records, and big data. So these are some keywords we are going to use in this class. So these are our contents. First, we are going to talk about the introductions, need for the changes in healthcare, why we require to change in the healthcare systems, why we are looking for to this type of some changes in our healthcare, why we are more focusing to making the advanced technology are using to this healthcare systems. And after that we are going to talk about 2 opportunities of the machine learning in healthcare. What is the big opportunity of the machine learning, can be how that machine learning technology or machine learning methodology can be help us for specifically this healthcare environment. And then we going to talk about some frauds related drawbacks is already current time situation is going on with the healthcare system. So how can we detect those, what type of frauds they are, and how they are affecting the people's and in human life. And after that we talk about the fraud detection and data mining in the healthcare. Then we going to talk about how we, with the help of machine learning, how can we detect those fraud, and how can we calculate those data, and can we provide to store those information and data to help us to improving our healthcare system. And after that we are going to talk about some common machine learning applications, which applications in which healthcare field this machine learning are going to be used to specifically, and after that we are going to summarize our whole class to going to talk about to what is the we talk about in this class. We're going to be talking about as a summarize. So let's see first introduction. As a machine learning in healthcare introductions, we can see there is an increment of importance given in the medicinal services, that is the increasing that machine learning is increasing the importance of the in a healthcare system or medical field to this machine learning applications or machine learning features are day by day they are implementing and they are improving. They are increasing the application field. So this excellent level of social insurance, the social insurance we can call that health insurance things. It is also can be used excellent level of the health insurance expand in the resistance among the well-being gathering, and offers a critical commitment to the improvement of the world. Machine learning is also offered to the world that how can be improving, like critical, how can be used in the critical way, in the critical point of view, how can we are gonna be making the improvement in this with the help of machine learning to using in a critical situations. And health is automatically medical problems influence with the human lives. Our lives is completely, there is if we have one day we have a cough and cold, then our whole day is gonna be spoiled. So is that way how can this machine learning can help us to procure those things? How can these medical problems are influence the human lives? So during the healthcare thought, prosperity, association, secure healthcare real factors and around each particular affected the individuals. So during the healthcare thoughts, so there is a prospective of association, securing the healthcare real factors around to our all the real in real life and as an individual. So this impact data from the overall people to conclude how to be manage that, how to understanding things, impact data like this. As a in previous classes we talk about that machine learning and those are the importance of the data, right? So those data are how can we impact the human life and in our life things. So this impact data from the overall peoples to conclude the how to manage that understandings. So information along these illness lines plays out of the basic situations, like making to interesting to medical problems, intending to be solving those medical problems. So these informations are what information we're gathering from the patients, from the healthcare system, from the hospitals. Those information will making the based on the situations, it will play to intending to the how to we can improve our health or medical problems to be solving in the solving purpose. And there is a last one, that is advanced insight is basic to the under upgrading influence individual considerations. So as much as we are going to advance our this healthcare system with the new machine learning and artificial and deep learning new technologies, so then it's gonna be upgrading to the our influence as an individual is gonna be affecting for the our peoples and to us for the one by one each people's things. So this healthcare machine learning in healthcare, they are most influence element in human services area is time, help setting to the choices dependent on the gathered information and finding the age in the medical services structure. There is a accustomed to the aggregate information roughly by any manifestation. Machine learning is help to analyze special afflictions to before they happen at the influenced be the individually. And this machine learning also helps to the making to know new innovations. Numerous victims have just been protected from the various dreadful alignments, and it will be also helps to driven the new advances in the numerous area of the computers creative and judicious way. So this is the using like machine learning can be help us to learn with the NLP, robotize. NLP is a natural language processing. We heard about now is surgery is gonna be happen with the robots and those things. So this discourse. So NLP robotizes discourse frame to graceful the persistent of the structures in the healthcare system. So in that way we can see that how much this healthcare system machine learning is going to influence the whole healthcare systems things. So this machine learning is used to thinking about to calm masses, to precise the causes, chance factors, groundbreaking medicals and those things. Machine learning is provide epidemiological systems for the instance and case control and also unpredictable controlled, that is started the founders for or the establishments of verification upheld the prescriptions, and it will be provided their machine learning results. They may not be go for the material to authentic patients people it will using. So the gathering of electronic prosperity records we using to the EHRs, that is called the EHR, that electronic health records. So currently whatever the patient we have go to hospitals, whatever that we have to go for the any particular disease, those all information going to store in the medical data in electronic form. So it will be growing a direct result of the framework and association that help their uses. So the impact of electronic health records is to react electronic health record is that EHRs, so that is react to the questions took care of by disease transmissions specialist. So to manufacture of the precision in the human administration, the transport are now more ordinary. So that will be with help of this manufacturing things can be also increase manufacturing about to the medical devices, like even though drugs and medications, though those are using to manufacturing with the help of this machine learning enable the robots and those things. So it will be reduce the human administration's transport or making the more easier to access those things. So these are the some machine learning features why we are using in the machine learning in this field, in a healthcare field. So this is the some more specific oriented, like how to going to be used this machine learning. So if we can see, there is the first data accessment process classes, like we have access the data, we are going to expressive, we can make it the expressive data, explorative, deductive, insightful and causative. Those way we can make it our whole healthcare system, like one patient just went to hospitals with the help of this machine learning devices. They will find it where is the pain, what is the pain depth, how much is pain, how much is like there is some cut, that how depth are that cut, there's finding the explorative, detective, insightful. So that help of this machine learning we can find out those elements also in easy way to calculating with the managing with the analyzing with those data. So the information without the understanding and explorative investigation, we have distinguished relationship between the factors and informational indexes. So what does mean? That factor means what type of factor, like if I had cut it somewhere in my hand, then they will need to find out what factor is the issues, like blood, how much bleeding is there, how depth is cut there, and those are changing in the information and providing to the medications according to that. So this information, the information without understanding and an explorative investigation, we have distinguished relationship between factors in an informational index. So as a cause, we have to the casual examination is decide how changes in the single variable influenced with the another variable. So that is the also like machine learning can be defined, can we find it the how much casual examinations of the some patients can we decide that how much is the one single variable had to be influence to other, like we have to cut it, like we have to catch a cold, right? Catch a cold, if we have just catch a cold with the close our nose, it's also affect with our head, we have headache too. because it's gonna be more higher than it's gonna be get the fever also. So there is like closing nose is a one factor, one variable. So that variable is also effect to our headache also. So that's the we also easily find that the casual examination decide how changes in the single variable influence the another one. So an offered like examination to decide the kind of the information investigation. So when we using to machine learning offered to decide the kind of the information investigation, to using to the finding the how many ways we going to be examined to be finding the information and investigate the issues. So precise examination used to the anticipated result to the people by building a measurable model from the watched informations. It is machine learning is utilizing the existing model to create and the expectation of the individual independent on their interesting highlights. The precise displaying is a shot of the algorithmic demonstrating in which information is created to be obscure. So it will be precise is also displaying to the process, step by step process to how can be information can be to use to obscure of the patient's disease things. So such displaying approaches measure the execution by the measurement. So we have, for example, like we going to find out the accuracy, review, adjustment, which evaluate the various ideas of the recurrence of any particular disease or anything. So this type of some features can be used to displaying approaches to using for the machine learning. So machine learning will be provide to such displaying approaches to measure the execution of measurement things. So this is the all about to machine learning. So but there is we are talking about to machine learning, but where is come to this machine learning? Machine learning is the AI is the way toward the acquisition of sufficient factual model that we utilizing to watch the information. So machine learning is a part of artificial intelligence that will be provide to the acquisition of sufficient factual model to we can be watch the what information are going or transmitting in the between patient and doctors and between the machines and the patient's machine with the doctors like that way. So this administrator AI techniques string a model utilizing perceptions on the test, a subsequent net framework which is a frequently a punished relapse of the some structure. It presentation access by contrasting anticipated qualities with the real qualities. So artificial intelligence lives in the realm to algorithmic demonstrating and ought to be the access in the capacity. So we can see to we find out the AI, how can be AI is influenced to this process, whole healthcare process things. So that is the AI is also relapse the framework, creating the utilizing to artificial intelligence techniques can't and ought not be access utilizing the measures. So creating the wrong evaluation of the model's presentation of for its proposed task, then it's conceivably there is a deceptive client in a off base understanding of the model's yield. So that is the way using to the machine learning, that is using to the artificial intelligence with the help of machine learning we can making to more improvement things. So machine learning, that is the example is EHRs. EHR, what is the EHR is like we talked about previously, electronic health records. They give access to an enormous number of the assortment of the factors. Means in the EHR, electronic health records, they record all so many informations about the patient and so many patients related or disease related informations, data they have stored, right? So those data they have access, the people's or doctors can be accessed from their enormous number and assortment of the factors. They can find the so many factors there, stored information those information related with the factors. So doctor and anyone can get those factors related information and then make it the connection between the one factor to another factors and find out the more basic disease with the help of this machine learning. We can do the analysis, could do the implementing and predict the more different type of disease or different type of medications for the patients. So artificial intelligence that is offers strategies to deal with the huge bulk of high dimensional information. So these are the like artificial intelligence they're providing to the new type of strategies to how can we use those patient data or doctors data can be provided in making the high dimensional change in the high dimensional information form. So these the utilization of AI to EHR informations, we got the investigation based of the utilization of based on the artificial intelligence utilization. You can get the information from EHR and do the more investigating with help of the some trained informations things. So we portray the operational and methodological difficulties of utilizing AI in practice and research. Our viewpoint opens doors for the artificial intelligence in the medication and applications field also. So that is the whole introduction about to the how this electronic health record will using to be making a more impactful of the systems in the giving to the more healthcare systems things. So machine learning in healthcare has some separate areas or spreads, that is extraordinarily specific challenges such as AI system for the restorative administrations endeavors, that execution between the arranged structures and human process and limits, failure in the intentionally consider these troubles can be demolished, and the authenticity and utility of AI for human administrations, level of leadership of clinical possibilities, they can be helped to shifted through the systems. So shifted through the systems. So that level of leadership of clinical possibilities shifted through into the going within the journal groupings. For example, automating clinical endeavors and offering clinical assistance and developing clinical cutoff points, so on. And there is also providing to close the depicting open entry ways for the investigate in the AI that have the explicit significant therapeutic administrations things. So these are the some systems they are providing. So they are like this machine learning helps to make the satisfying the developments in the data sources where we are receiving those data from the patients, from the doctors, from the test lab, from the some different sensors, body sensors of the patient and those things. We satisfying the development of the data sources and instruments. They are ensuring system are interpretable and recognize the incredibly depictions. So they are the more basic structure of the machine learning and why we are require the machine learning have using to current situations things. So now here we are going to talk about to need for the change in healthcare. Why we require to need changes? Why do we really think we require to change our healthcare systems to making more technology? As much as we have technology, as much as we're going to use the sensors and so many things, we are more dependent about technical things. So there have to be more so many drawbacks also, right? There is a human interference is going to be reduced. So do we need to think? We also need to think about that we need for change in the healthcare. So the uses of the artificial intelligence, machine learning based AI, so that procedures to change measures of the data into the interventions. So it will be change the measure of the data to intervention about to the how to like we went to hospitals, go for the catch a cold drug. Doctors did some checkup and some test and then he provide those data in the machine learning, and then machine learning has given the decisions to there is the another issues. So they have based on the measuring data, they give the some interventions results that can be give us to some another accurate results things. So the uses of AI procedures to change the measure of data into the interventions. So it can be improve study outcomes, seems like it should be an unquestionable method to take. So the field of AI in social insurance or health insurance, we call this social insurance, maybe we call to as a health insurance, is still in its beginning phase. So there is so much in a starting phase we have to using to artificial intelligence in healthcare insurance or healthcare organizations or in healthcare systems. So it is all in beginning stage. So this is the fragmentary and uneven testing for the state of the force analysis. So we have expected to give in a wide going preamble to the significance and size of the work. So we need to think about to that also. So we need to set the exceptional complement on the burdens that are or close to achieving to the improvement of determined outcomes. So these are the some we require to changes. So there is some more example for the why we require to change. For the like for example, we have to certain reason. For the certain reason we have uncovered the contrastingly and in bit of parts that follow it is in the follow the it is and the edge of the therapeutic administrations that is very hard. So there are the standout restrictions that exist and consideration that must be taken. So when working with the human services, so it will require for this type of we require to some machine learning or artificial intelligences like technologies that can use these things. It will use the regardless for all of difficulties where working with the restorative administrations data is particularly satisfying, where both to extend the computational troubles that exist and to the extent the yields of exploration having the choice to impact the way of social protection is passed on. So there are barely any applications reason of AI that have such assurance to benefit society as does that the human administrations. So these are the requirement of the changes to why we need to change our healthcare system to implementing machine learning or artificial intelligence, more advanced technologies things. Okay. And next we are going to talk about our machine learning opportunities, why these machine learning opportunities is there. Thank you.